All right, guys, we got Wes Pied in the house. Welcome, Wes.
You!
Thanks for being here. My voice is a little hoarse, but we're gonna make the most of it. Up next, we've got a meal that you're gonna love for sure. Come right back for our grass-fed barbacoa. Keep it paleo. I'm gonna basically guide Wes through the whole process. How would you rate your skills in the kitchen?
0.
0, right? So then basically anybody could do this. So here we go. We have a large mixing bowl, Wes. What I want you to do, we're gonna make kind of like the mole mixture that we're gonna marinate our tri-tip in, okay? So I'd like you to start with the ancho chili. Go ahead and dump that whole thing in there. Boom. Here, this is a natto. Let's go ahead with about half of that. Oh, okay. Or all of it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. A quarter of this. A quarter of this. Yeah.
Okay.
Cumin. Fresh cumin. Let's go with a quarter of this here. Black pepper. And then salt. Let's do that whole thing. Salt. Kind of whisk the spices, break up those clumps. Nice. And we're going for a wet marinade here. So we're going to do half apple cider vinegar and half water. I'll just kind of pour this in here. There you go. It's kind of forming a nice paste. You're doing a great job, dude.
Yeah.
I'd say you're at least like a 2 or 3 from what I can see.
It's gonna go up.
Okay, cool. So that's what we're looking at. Looks great. If you want to grab a pair of those gloves and throw those on quick. We have 5 pounds of tri-tip. We use tri-tip because it's a cut that we can get grass-fed in large quantities. But you could use any of the rough cuts. We're gonna braise this so it'll break down and we'll be able to shred it at the end. So tri-tip for us, but any cheap kind of tough cut will do the trick. Does that make sense? All right, so go ahead and put these in here, and then I want you to coat them well. You just get all 3 of them in first, and then we'll kind of mix it up. And you can kind of massage it in there. Yeah, you go rub it in. You're doing really good, dude. You're doing really good. Can you smell the marinade?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Good. It's kind of one of the keys. You want something that you can smell. If your spices are kind of been in the cupboard for a year, you might want to upgrade them. These spices are very fresh. You could definitely smell what's going on.
And what went on these again?
Annatto, ancho, cumin, black pepper, and salt, kosher salt. And then with this, we're gonna we marinate ours for 2 days. And what we have, we'll just set this aside. Here are 3 that we've already marinated. So 3 days will really help penetrate the meat. Will give you more depth of flavor. You don't have to do that. You could throw these right in a crock pot, no problem, but a little more time, a little more love, it's gonna taste a little better. All right, so crock pot set up. You could also do this just in a pan in your oven overnight at like 200 degrees. But what we're gonna do, since most people have a crock pot, we're gonna use a crock pot on low for 12 hours. Okay, so go ahead and pop those in there. And then maybe just take this and kind of use your hand as a spatula and top that off. Okay, there we go, lid on. We're gonna plug this in, again, low for 12 hours. Up next is our squash. Here we go, so up next is our squash. In any meal, what I like to have is some carbs, lots of protein, but balanced protein, and then sauce, right? A sauce, so that's what we're going for. We've got our meat taken care of. Up next are the carbs, so go ahead, Wes, I want you to use this peeler. We're gonna peel this squash. Boom. You can do long, there you go. And do you remember, did you peel squash when we did that seminar at your gym?
I didn't, no.
You didn't, but you saw a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
Like Alex Boulware, or what's her
Boulware.
name? Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Chef.
She's working at Apple now.
I saw that. That's great.
That girl can measure out with her eyes a perfect 4-block meal.
Really?
Yeah. Anytime we go to a restaurant, I ask her how many blocks is this rice or how many blocks is this, and she knows exactly. She's usually like spot on too. How fast can you do this? Way faster than me?
No, I mean you're pretty good. Not as fast as the people who are in the.
Look at that.
In the kitchen here, they can do they'll do 2,000 pounds straight without stopping. I can do about 2 of them and I'm ready to pull my hair out. And then we'll cut off the top. Okay, so now with the knife, if you want to try to guess in here where this ends and the shaft begins, I'm going to say it's probably right in there. Go ahead and make a cut for me there. Oh, how'd we do? Pretty good, right? So no seeds there. We'll call that, and then go ahead and cut that one in half. And then we'll use a spoon here. I put my thumb in and almost use the edge of the spoon like a knife. See how we can kind of cut into it? And then I'm gonna cut one of these with chunks about that size. Okay, and on this one, it can be a little intimidating, but what I like to do is just cut one chunk off, and that way this thing doesn't roll around.
Okay, nice.
And then from here, I'm gonna go 1, 2, and then looking for a similar size to what we cut on those others. And then here, what we could do is 1, 2, and then I'll do one more here. Boom. And then I'll show you how to do this one. You can do the next one. So 1 and 2, and we'll come across here. Boom. Just try to minimize the cuts. You could cut each one individually, but when you stack them like that, half as many cuts.
Gotcha.
All right, and then these you could just simply roast olive oil, salt, and pepper, right?
Okay.
Very basic. We're gonna use some of our Gaga garlic, just because we have it in the cupboard, right? Everybody should. But go ahead and grab some olive oil and get a little drizzle going. And then here, I'll sprinkle this on.
Whoa. Gaga garlic.
And then I want you to see if you can, there you go. Like a bowl of popcorn, right?
Yeah.
Do you eat a lot of popcorn?
Nope.
Have you ever eaten popcorn?
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So would you say that's kind of evenly coated but well coated?
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Okay. A good, even, well coated squash. And then go ahead and just dump it on this tray. We'll shake it. We're gonna get this in the oven, 350 convection or 400 until it's soft, kind of al dente. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, well, so what are the 3 parts to a meal, a good solid meal?
Protein, carb, and fat.
Okay, and then what about from like a culinary perspective that we just talked about?
Protein, carb, and sauce.
Sauce, there we go.
Sauce.
Meat, potatoes, and sauce, right? Where I came from, it was potatoes, overcooked steak, and ketchup.
Okay.
So we're kind of taking that up a little bit. So we're going with the tomatillo salsa. Go ahead and grab, we got 6 tomatillos, throw them in that little pan right there.
These are tomatillos?
Yeah, tomatillos. They come in the husk. We've removed them from the husk. And then this guy, beautiful, throw that in there. And then I'll get, call it 2 cloves of garlic. Okay, and then some water right down here. Go ahead and just cover the tomatillos with the water. Okay, and then finally a pinch of salt, like that. We're gonna let that boil until the tomatillos soften up, and then we'll finish our sauce. In the meantime, we're gonna chop up an onion. You good at that?
Yep.
So how about if I show you just a little part, what I'm looking for on this guy. I'm gonna go here, 1, 2, 7, and then 2 here, and then dice. What we're gonna do is we'll just fold this in. Sometimes you can cook the onions in there with it and puree that. What I like is kind of a chunkier salsa, so we're gonna fold the raw onion into the sauce when it's done.
Okay.
And then finally, we'll finish with cilantro. Let's go here and here. And so we're just gonna wait for the sauce to cook, and then we'll wrap this whole thing up, pull it all together. Good job, dude. Okay, so the tomatoes, how are they coming, Wes? Can you see how they're cooking?
Yeah, definitely.
The color changes a little bit, right?
Yep.
But some of the top of the tomatoes sticking out, so just go ahead and give those a quick flip. Boom. And then here we've got our crock pot. Tri-tip is done. Coming right apart, look at this, boom. set this aside. Go ahead and cut the heat on there. Pull the blender up. Now if you can use the tongs to just transfer the tomatoes into here.
Okay.
And the garlic and the pepper, you can get those in there too. And then we'll just use the rest of that liquid. Cool, and we'll leave it kind of chunky. You know, not a super long, smooth puree. And then enough liquid in there so that we can fold this stuff in.
Gotcha.
And still have some liquid, right? So we got all of our components, right? Our carbs, protein, sauce. So we're gonna go ahead and plate this baby up. So there we have it. We plated one up nicely, kind of gourmet.
Beautiful.
And then this would be more of a meal prep style. Here at Ice Age Meals, boom, this is how we do it. Bed of diced squash, barbacoa, and then the salsa on top. Well, what are we gonna call this?
Yeah, slow cooker, slow koa.
Slow koa.
Slow
I
koa.
like it. I like it. So whether you're eating in your house or on the ark with Noah, throw it down like this. This is our slow koa.